Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today is the long-awaited return of the Road to Rank 1 series. Now, it took a long time to decide whether or not I wanted to do this. I'm still not certain if I'm going to get Rank 1. I'm far less committed to getting Rank 1 or even top 2 than I was in all of the previous times I've done this, but I've just been having a ton of fun playing the game. And I've had a ton of fun trying out different decks to see how they perform, and playing the well-performing decks a lot, which is how I've found myself in currently 9th position, 28-10, 103 points off of first. So, you know what? I decided, why not, get some gameplay video, show off the decks that I'm playing with, and maybe we get rank 1, or at the very least top 2, but, you know, no promises. Now, the deck I've been primarily playing with, I got up to like 2,700 or so, 2,650 with the Britain-France deck that I showed off in the previous video. But the deck that I've really been putting the most time on is US Frontline, which actually I think had a shockingly poor performance at the OCC qualifiers. However, I feel very comfortable on this deck. This is sort of like just my go-to comfort deck that I seem to find results on where other people can often struggle to. And this is certainly an updated list since Winter War. There's got 2 Panzer, the 20 Panzer Grenadiers, and this isn't at the cost of 5th Rangers. This is actually in addition to 5th Rangers. I've cut out the We Can Do It. I've cut out Stars and Stripes. Stars and Stripes actually seems fine in this meta, but you have to make cuts somewhere. And then there's a big debate right now about how many half-tracks, how many M10s. I think in Worlds, I had 3 half-tracks, no M10s, or like 1 M10. I'm now on 3 M10s, 2 half-tracks. I know some people have just fully cut half-track. I think half-track is still a very, very good card. And then the rest of the deck is fairly standard. I run 2 20-seconds. I have been a long time opponent of 20 seconds in Frontline. However, that was back when you had card draw, like Martyr and the 32nd Infantry. You no longer have that card draw. And also there is with Ramp being a deck on ladder, you really need to go late. There's also a lot of people playing the Brit-France control deck I showed off, a lot of people still on the push OTK. So there's a lot of games where you need the card draw. Also, there's a lot of decks on ladder right now that just struggle to remove 22nd. Like if you're in any kind of mirror, it's going to give you the draws that you would otherwise be unable to get if you miss a Sherman, something like that. And then otherwise, it's just very standard Frontline, you know, just play units, try to out-tempo your opponent, and then set up a Blitzkrieg finisher. So, yeah, with that being said, let's jump into the games.
What a performance there by J-King.
J-King, full plot armor.
J-King is pushing himself into the ranks of the legends.
J-King is our world champion! J-King 7! What? The back-to-back Kards world champion!
Alright, so first game here, we are against Japan. I've been seeing a lot of Aggro on ladder. Right. It's about, like, 55 Japan-Soviet, 45 Japan-German aggro. But there's also a decent amount of Japan-USA ramp for some reason. Not keeping 35T because we're going second and this 164th is going to get traded. I'm not going to keep Skytrain because it's more important to find a 1-3 unit. We don't hit the 1-3 units. Blitzkrieg's terrible. Sherman's not that good. PIR is fine if he starts with the signal. Now, I think I'm just going to play 164th and pass. Like, if he has 35T, he has 35T either way. This way, there's a chance that he goes face. But if he doesn't have 35T, like, I'm fine if he pushes up a guy and plays a Rising Sun. This way, I get the PIR down, and this boosts it out of death range from the Audacity. And then if he plays Audacity, we'll just half-track it, probably. Maybe play Skytrain, since Skytrain blocks the bomber attack. Oh, man, this matchup has changed completely on its head, because previously, Frontline had literally no way of removing Signal Regiment. Like, it was literally just, like, strategic bombing and stars and stripes to remove signal regiment. So anytime a Jaguar played signal regiment, you were on a clock. Now it's actually quite a bit different. Because the M10s let you just essentially negate signal regiment. I've seen a lot of Geberg's Pioneers and a lot of 33rd Recons on ladder. It's quite odd to me. I mean, I could just call his bluff and say, like, you know, what are you going to use your credits for? And play Skytrain. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Like, yes, he has Geberg's Pioneer, which is going to unlock extra credits, but how effectively is Jaguar going to be able to use those extra credits? Also, this way I can control 33rd Recon not drawing twice, substantially more. Also, just like how this fits my curve better, because I play Skytrain out, which is the non-reactive card, while the Frontline's empty. And then I keep the 164th and Red Devils in my hand to respond for if he floods the Frontline. Shinodo, he does not have any attack buffs, so this is not going to kill Skytrain. And now I can 164th here to trade Shinodo. If it had buffed the Skytrain, that would have been really good. I think now we push Red Devils, because we want to protect. Okay, PIR, man. I know we ran the tests and to prove that PIR is not, in fact, selfish, but, like, what was that, dude? It's buffed itself 3 times. I mean, to be fair, the first time was guaranteed. And so was the second. So actually, yeah, literally just like a 1 in 3. Still annoying, though. Would have loved to get it on this. Oh, man, it feels good to see people punished for their misplays. If you had Signal Regiment over here, it would have done more damage. Bombing Raid, Dami does not have the credits to attack into the Devils. It's a good thing he does not have Tora. Oh, Pathfinders is a beautiful draw here. I think I'd rather just him keep the Geberg's Pioneer. Like, it's difficult for him to use the extra credit. It costs him an extra credit to attack with it. So, like, any extra credit that he gains off of this is immediately lost by him having to attack. The playing Audacity first seems bizarre here. Okay, so we'll just half-track the Aichi, probably. Is he gonna float 3? Surely not. Atsu. It's interesting. Please don't retweet the signal. Every time. Okay, I think we... It's +2 attack on your turn if the enemy controls no area. So it's not going to get the +2 attack unless he kills Skytrain. I'm terrified of the Atsu. I mean, he doesn't have access to bolster. Do I just Sherman here because it fits my curve better? Does not feel great. Problem is if I half-track and he has some sort of void clear, it's over. So we're going to go for the Sherman here. Does not give us great options. But we're going to flood the front line. Maybe we can win on a... Like, if he goes greedy, maybe we can win on a Blitzkrieg. So if he kills Pathfinders and leaves the other 4, like 4 counting Sherman, that's 6 credits to deal 19 damage. Floats 4. And it retreats again. However, he didn't kill the Pathfinders because he wanted to maintain smokescreen on the IG, so that's just going to be a free win. Alright, first game of the day. Solid win over Japan, German Aggro. So how much is that going to give us? That gave us a whopping 6 points, honestly. That's more than I expected. Let's get to the next game. Alright, next game against Soviets. I might not show this one because I feel like it's going to get my channel deleted because of his name. Already took the screenshot to report him. We're just going to send back the forecast things. Keep Greyhound because it's Greyhound. This is typically going to be tokens. I've seen a decent amount of other Soviet decks, but they're all... Okay. Do I want to push this? My thought is he might be running second Marines if I push this. And second Marines into this will completely mess up my curve. So we're gonna actually just hold back. Like if it's Soviet aggro, okay. If you just double sickles it, that's fine as well. Single sickle. I doubt he runs Winter Warfare if he runs 173rd, but you know, if he does, he does. I don't really have anything better to do this turn. Oh, it's self-damage. That's weird. Okay. I mean, when given the opportunity to remove a 456th, you remove the 456th. He clearly does not have Winter Warfare. He would have played it. I'm going to push this up. Like, he does run the 1-1 Blitz guy, but he also is seemingly playing self-damage, so... So our hand size is 7. If we play Panzer Grenadiers, we will overdraw because we go up to 8, and then 22nd draws us to 9. That is if we play Panzer Grens and push. Could just do Panzer Grens 164th. Maybe 164th is marginally worse than just playing like a Greyhound to the backline. So, we haven't seen an ally nation yet. Hammer. Okay. Fine. This is presumably going to trade out the... Yeah. So, this turn just feels like making a 5-5 and slamming Skytrain in the support line. Seems good. We've brought him to 10, so if he is Japan allied, now is the time where he can island defense. Second hammer. He's self-damaged. This is his third self-damage card. Do I just set up Pathfinders? I'm just going to set up Pathfinders because he's at the point where he can now play 34th Guards. We've seen 2 hammers from him. Both hammers would not have been able to replace a Red Dawn in the situation where he played them, but, you know, forcing them to have the Red Dawn seems good. So, Island Defense Scouting Party, one of these gets retreated. I'll probably just suppress the other one. So this is definitely going face. I think we just full send face here. Like, because he needs 2 Winter Warfares to clear this, and if he does play 2 Winter Warfares, he drops himself to 5. We have another M10 in case he has a 456th. Bryansk, he plays it on the wrong side of the HQ. And he's dead, Jim. So, the reason I say it's on the wrong side of the HQ is I simply suppress this, and now Bryansk is not guarding. Whereas if the Bryansk had been on the other side, I would have had to clear both. I think it still would have been lethal either way. just because of the damage I had on board, but slight positional mistake by him. That is a +4. That is less surprising. Let's report that guy and get to the next game. All right. Next game against Japan. This is a very easy keep. Red Devils 164th. Any like Red Devils or Greyhound here is a really good option. We're gonna start with Red Devils, just because it's more expensive. Like, he can't honorable death this on 1. And if he passes, then we can push this to the front line. And the reason you always love this type of start is because you can do 164th. If he had pushed this up, I could trade 164th and then push up 2-4 Devils. Him keeping this back is interesting. Like, he's Japan, so he doesn't have 35T. He doesn't have the credits to do double type 93 trade because of the Red Devils effect. Like, Juggernaut is my only thought. But if he Juggernauts, it dies. So he's like 2 for 1-ing himself. We're gonna double push up, keeping the Greyhounds back because Greyhound can kill something in the support line. Okay, it's honorable death, and it trades out. That's fine. Oh, Skytrain on curve. Oh, that's a disgusting top deck. Now it still possibly removes this with Raid Brigade or second honorable death. But just the fact that it does sort of force him off curve. Audacity hits Skytrain. And when we have the Pathfinders. It's kind of an awkward situation because of bombing. Like, it's awkward to play around bombing right here. I mean, we're at 20, and it's Japan's Soviet, so I think it's better to take 3 to the face and protect health on whatever unit the Skytrain summons if he bombing rates this. Diplomatic attaché makes Skytrain hitting the or makes Audacity hitting the Skytrain far more important for him. Another scouting party gets retreated. So what am I doing here? Do I want to hit him in the face for 3, or do I want to draw a card? Probably draw a card. So we're going to take out this so we can't value trade in on the engineers. And I'm going to place this here so Bombing Raid can't take out both Pathfinders and 22nd Infantry. This 10th Engineers Battalion. Far less important. He might run Winter Warfare. I mean, like, I know they run recons without that, but still worth considering. I could M10 the recon to stop draw. That seems like a decent option here. And then with my last 2 credits, I'll... Well, no, I don't need to push. Probably with 2 Shermans in hand, I think I'm more fine with him taking out this. Maybe I could have done that placement differently. No, this is fine because he's not going to deal HQ damage if he wants to take out all 3 units. He trades in the Sendai. I'm not gonna lie, I did completely forget about the Sendai. Double deadly duty on line of engagement surrender. Okay. Well, despite our misplay, we're still in a very dominant position. I mean, honestly, I don't even know if it's a misplay. It's something I hadn't considered, which is bad. But had I considered it, I might have made the same play. And that was a +9. That's quite good. We're closing in on Maudi here, Esm Tesm. to go up to 8th. So let's get to the next game and hopefully get something that's not an aggro matchup. Alright, so the next matchup is Britain. Pathfinders is really good against Britain if you can trigger it, because they don't have an easy way to remove it. However, it's also very difficult to trigger it against Britain. And Britain almost never has anything to play on turn 1 other than Pioneers, which means you can play very, very aggressive with 164ths, 99ths, which means you want 1-drops, which is why we are full mulliganing this. Greyhound is the worst 1-drop we can have against Britain, but a 1-drop is still better than nothing. And against Britain's an interesting matchup for Frontline, because against a ramp, sometimes you can just pressure them out with Blitzkrieg if you have the hand for it. And other times, you're actually able to essentially grind them out. Like, you just have better draw options. And, like, yeah, there's slamming down big bombers, but, like, if the big bomber comes down and kills, like, a 1-1, and then you trade into it. So presumably he hits, yeah, here. That's really annoying. I could play Greyhound and trade. Like, problem with Skytrain is he just trades, plays. Like, he hits into Skytrain, plays, supply shortage. Skytrain goes up to a 1-3. I push 5th Rangers. Forces him to trade again. 4 credits left. I get 2 units off of this, but I can't push it. Alternatively, I just play Greyhound trade, and if I win the 50-50, I'm left with a 1-1 and a 2-2. And he plays... Yeah, I think Skytrain's just better here. Like, supply shortage is always an annoying card to have, but they do have a limited number of them, so I'm pretty fine if he supply shortages this board. And actually, the Kitty Hawk takes damage because the Greyhound doesn't die until the end of the turn if he does trade Kitty Hawk here. So that puts it to a 2-2 already. Although there's a possibility that 164th buffs the Airborne if he does do the supply shortage play. So he's thinking about it. Looks like he is going for the supply shortage. Yep, there it is. So hopefully the buff lands on the Skytrain. Okay, we do get the Skytrain buff. This would be a really good spot to have Pathfinders in, ironically. Yeah, I think we still just push Rangers. This messes up his curve. The British ramp has almost never anything to do on 4, because, like, nobody runs Canadian divisions or 5th Rangers for some reason. Like, he might have Hour of Need, maybe. Sincerely Yours would be, like, best case scenario for him. But they have a lot of things to play on 5, like Sexton, Blackwatch. Of course, he has Hour of Need. And the like. So we're just going to move up, take out Kitty Hawk before I can do any more damage, and put him under a bit of pressure. And Glamour Boys is the other 5-cost thing that they love to play. Draw last, because the game's hard. Glamour Boys are the most annoying card to deal with, because everything else, you kind of just throw units at it. And it works out. Glamour Boys takes a lot of units to be thrown at it. Like, I could just trade everything into it and push up a 2nd, 5th Rangers, which I think is the best option here, because they don't have direct... Like, they can play supply shortage, but the supply shortage won't kill it till the next turn, so... Like, if he wants to, like, slam a B-17 or throw a Wellington into one of these, it's difficult for him to do it and remove it. Like, best case for him would be supply shortage to kill 5th Rangers, and then Wellington into the other 5th Rangers, so the board's clear, and then I just push up Hellcat or maybe 35T Greyhound to remove it. The one thing we're going to need soon is card draw. Because at this point, it's pretty clear that we're going for a grind him out strategy. Although, like, you never know, he could do Lancaster attack phase, top deck Blitzkrieg, and we win. That would be a very silly situation, but you never know. Another Glamour Boys. Hopefully we do draw Blitzkrieg, just because throwing a 4-1. Oh, yes, Glamour Boys, and 1-cost Wellington. That's really annoying. 22nd Infantry is a really good draw. And we're going to combine it with the M10 so we can kill the Wellington. I love the M10 so much. Just being able to remove guard to get to bombers. And occasionally removing heavy armor from the B-24s are so important sometimes. Just because you have so many small attack units that sometimes the heavy armor could be essentially the equivalent of like +4 life. Ingenuity. So not only are we playing against a bad ramp player, we're playing against a bad ramp player with a particularly greedy deck. Sexton is not guarded, so we can Hellcat it. 30... We can do 35T 99th Infantry to take out the Sexton. That does leave us a little vulnerable to supply shortage, but not entirely vulnerable. Like, you still can't push up the Glamour Boys. We got the trade here. Still no Shermans. Just raw ASW patrol. It's the second best unit on my board. So he has a bomber in hand, like a random bomber that he chose. Blitzkrieg, this is nowhere near lethal. But it might be worth going for. So this is 2, 4, 6, 9. One of them kills Honey. I go face for 9, which drops him to 12. So I can kill Honey and drop him to 12. I like this. Or wait, can I not do math? Was he not at? Yeah, okay. I can't do math. 23 minus 9 is not, in fact, 12. Oh my goodness. Third Glamour Boys. Please don't have the supply shortage. Honey. So he has a bomber, and probably I'm going to assume a second bomber in hand. Here comes the Sherman. Maybe a Monsoon Rot and no supply shortage. Okay, the Blitzkrieg is a very interesting card. We can't combine it with Hellcat just yet, so we will still have to double trade into Glamour Boys, which is not something I really want to do. So I think we'll do something like this. And, okay, this is a very important drop, because we're almost certain he has a Monsoon Rod in hand. So if he top decks Monsoon Rod supply shortage, he can't get the Frontline. But, you know, we're not left with much. I believe this is the Bomber. The middle card's the Bomber, I think. Which then makes even more sense that this card would be Monsoon Rod on the right. Okay, well, he picked the biggest Bomber. Good for you. Pioneer Company. So this is almost certainly lethal, right? 4, 6, 9, 10. And it deals 18 damage. 4, 6, 9. Yeah. And does 18 damage. Alright. So yeah, that's basically how you want to play against ramp. You see, not overcommitting the board into like Monsoon Supply. Always trading out their units. Don't let them get into a situation where they can just like stick a bomber or a sexton behind a guard and then they just start farming your units. Also really tried to... I mean, it's fine if they get a Glamour Boys to the front line because you just toss like an 8/8 5th Rangers into it. But yeah, just controlling controlling their board is much more important than going face. Unless, you know, like, your hand is like 3 cards, 2 of which are Blitzkrieg. And they have like an 8-card hand, in which case, play to your outs. But in general, you want to be trading down their units. That was a +5 by the looks of it. Oh wow, well, we're no longer going to pass Asymptesm, because Asymptesm has shot up quite a bit since that, like, over the course of that game. So yeah, let's get to the next one. Do probably one more for this video. All right, so the last game here is going to be an interesting one, because it is none other than Bezio, almost certainly on US Frontline. I mean, yeah, Bezio's a tournament player. He's not going to be experimenting with weird US main ramp. Going to keep Pathfinders because it's nuts in the matchup. Going to keep 164th because it's good. I really need another 1-drop, though. I don't want to be pushing 164th on 1. Although, honestly, if I push 164th on 1, and he doesn't trade 164ths, I play 22nd Infantry. And we're chilling. Is that a risk I'm willing to take? I think so. So if he trades them out, he trades them out. I feel like the urge to play... I mean, if he has Greyhound versus trading 164th, he'll definitely trade 164th because he's afraid of 99th. But if he has Devils, he very well might just play Devils, because then if I play 99th, I can't kill Devils. He then does 164th and Devils into my 164th to trade out and basically just eat the 22nd. He's going to trade out. That's unfortunate for us. Greyhound would be really good here. Instead, we're just going to have to drop the 22nd. I think we just M10. Right? Because he's making this trade like 100% of the time. Is M10 better than Hellcat? Like, what's better, Suppress or Blitz? Probably Blitz. Like, I couldn't regret this. He could, like, 99th hit this. Although if he 99th hits that, I play Pathfinders and trade. 22nd of his own. So we're definitely Pathfinder in the 22nd. The question is, which do I trade into this with? I think it's got to be the M10. Like, all of the... With it being in the support line, the only way for him to deal 1 damage over 2 damage to it is with, like, Blitz up Greyhound. And if he Blitz ups a Greyhound to attack into my M10, I'm perfectly fine with that. I guess the big difference is if he Pathfinders my Pathfinders and then pushes a 164th. That's like the quote-unquote punish, although that's like the very specific series of cards. I've like never had Pathfinders on curve where they don't respond with their own Pathfinders. 99th raw. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I mean, clearly we have to do push 99th. Well, maybe I do push 99th, 22nd, and like don't trade. Because what if I trade out here and he just does like 5th Rangers, 164th, pushes a 5-5 to the front line, I lose the game immediately. Also, our hand sucks, so we need card. There's not like easy punishes for this. Like yeah, he can like toss like a 20th Panzer Grenadiers into it, but then I can Sherman and draw with 22nd. Or he like 2-for-1s himself if he wants to toss like a 164th and the 99th into it. He could also toss like a 5th Rangers into it and then push 99th, in which case we'd probably... Okay, so... Oh, that's really good for him. That's like best case scenario for him. Trades at the 99th. That's very interesting. Oh, that is a nasty draw. This is probably the best draw in my deck here. So pretty simple. Just get another draw off the 22nd. Take out the Greyhound. He has his own. Now, how do I want to play this is an interesting question. So we can each make a 4/4 with Blitz. Pretty simple. I could push Greyhound 99th. Push this, that's 6 credits. I end with a 2/2 in the support line and 2 3/2s in the front line. That seems good. I'd love to get PIR in, but then I'm left with 4 units in the or 3 units in the support line. So what's definitely happening? This is definitely happening, this is definitely happening, this is definitely happening, and this is definitely happening. The question is now, do I PIR or do I trade? I think I trade. We have enough cards to come back from, like, I'm thinking he does 5th Rangers 35T, combined arms, hit, he's left with 2 4/1s. He can even take the front line, but then we trade 99th. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, he's... Interesting. So I think we just Sherman 35T, combined arms, take out the half track. Draw first, obviously. So yeah, by this point, it's difficult for him to come back in the game. It's not impossible. We have M10 for like the 5th Ranger shenanigans. But one, he could just be running a heavier deck with like Schützens. That would really mess us up. He could also have like another 20 Panzer Grenadiers for just crazy value generation. We take this trade because it's just beautiful. Now we push up. And I could Sherman again, but honestly, I'd rather just develop the PIR. Buffs itself. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm signed because it buffs itself, which is really, really sad. I'd love it to buff something in the front line, but this game's over. Draw with Sherman. Hopefully we get like a Greyhound. We get the Greyhound. Yeah, we'll push up. PIR. 4 attack is enough. That's a good buff. Well, either of these would be a good buff. 35T. And you see here, I'm not going face. Like, I'm literally just... He can't come back in the game. There's no Leopold. There's no... To the last man. There's no board wipe in his deck. So we can literally just maintain the front line, trade out every single unit he plays. Here, I'll start going face because my front line's full. But like, look at this. This is just how much of a lead you can build in frontline if you just focus on trading out. Like, this was the first time I had spent credits attacking face the entire game, and it's because my board is full. Yeah, Blitzkrieg. He still has this combined arms in his hand that he was never able to use. And that's game. Hit him with the GG. And, yeah, that's 5-0, I think. Maybe 6-0. I don't know how many games this was. But 28-45. Some good points off of Bezio plus 11. So, yeah, we're up 35 points. We didn't actually change ranking position because Esm hasn't played. But, you know, we're 11 points down, like, 6th. And it's a very, very close spread between 6th and 1st. But if you made it to this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. You can expect probably at least 1 or 2 more of these in the next week or so as the season comes to an end. And subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends, join my Discord, and I will catch you in the next one.